truth of the burnt cash has been exposed. Here on Times Now, we brought you the contents of the 64-page report of the 3-judge inquiry panel. The report that indicted Justice Varma, stating that the charge of misconduct had been proven. Now, in Season 2 of Operation Order, we got you the inside story of the outhouse at Justice Varma's official residence. As per the testimony of a witness, the witness number 20, Umesh Malik, who is the SHO of Tughlaq Road, the cash stack was 1.5 feet high. The report also mentions that there was a change in the state of the debris lying on the floor over 11 days. As per the statement of witness number 8, Delhi Fire Services official Bhavar Singh, debris on the 25th of March was different from that on the 14th of March. That's the charge that has been made. This is according to the eyewitness account. Now, as per the report, the cash cleanup happened in the wee hours of the 15th of March. Interestingly, there was a phone call between Justice Varma and his private secretary as well. His private secretary had a conversation with him, and the question is, did Justice Varma order the cleanup of the burnt cash in this call? Let's break it down for you. What actually happened in this 230-second call? It was a short conversation that took place. It's a call between Justice Varma and R.S. Karki, and this comes after the cash had been found at the residence. So let's take a look at when this call was made. It was early in the morning when this call was made on the 15th of March. R.S. Karki as well as Justice Varma having a conversation for about 230 seconds. What is this conversation about is the question. But there is an indictment on the charge that the cleaning of the area was done in the wee hours on the 15th of March. So the question is, was this conversation about that? Was this conversation on ensuring the entire area is cleaned up? In fact, the police had left in the morning and it was only the staff and the kin who remained at home. The police officials had left by 1 a.m. and then it was only the staff who were at home. Did they order a cleanup? Why is it that the debris had changed in the course of just a few days? In fact, Karki has admitted that he got in touch with Justice Varma. So let's get you what are the burning questions now that need answers, because there are several loose ends here. Did Justice Varma order a cleanup? That's the question. Did he order a cleanup to ensure that his name does not come up? Was that the attempt that he had made? Remember, Justice Varma, in his defense, called the entire episode a calculated conspiracy to frame him. He claimed that the cash which was found was not his and that it was erroneous to say that the staff actually removed the cash. So let's get you more details as well of how the probe has been called unfair and perverse by Justice Varma. He has claimed that the in-house procedure was not fair. Remember, these are the claims that have been made by Justice Varma himself. This is the claim that he has made. He says that the cash was found at his residence, yes, but the cash does not belong to him. So the question is, who does the cash belong to? And if it was not indeed his, when he got to know about the cash, why didn't he immediately inform the police officials? But he claims that he is even unaware of the cash deposit as well as the removal of the cash as well, saying that the events calculated a conspiracy to frame me. He claims that it is nothing but a conspiracy to frame him, and the depositions are not recorded in his presence. So he claims that there is no chance to highlight the gaps in the testimonies. He in fact claimed that there was CCTV footage as well in the area that has not been provided, but he claims that the CCTV footage was not produced or examined, and says that it is erroneous to say that his staff had removed the cash, and he continues to say that the entire findings are perverse. That's a claim that he has made. My colleague Bhavtosh Singh is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Bhavtosh, this is part 2 of the investigation. Justice Varma has claimed innocence. He claims that the entire probe is erroneous, but all of this does not add up. What are the details of this 230-second call, and tell us the significance and why the police officials are looking at whether this was a call that was made to order a cleanup?
Pratibha, why this 230 call is important and why this call actually implicates Justice Varma is primarily because of the fact that as the two police officer as well as the fire service official has said that the cash, the unburnt cash as well as the burnt cash, size of that has reduced. Remember, the fire broke out in the outhouse on 14th of March, and then subsequently these two witnesses who went at the outhouse, they have said that the size has actually reduced. Now, on 14th of March at around 11:45 p.m., the call was made, and subsequently till 1 a.m. they stayed at the spot. And when the news broke out on 21st of March, the police, along with forensic experts, for the first time went to the residence of Justice Varma on 25th of March. The statement of both of them, including that of Station House Officer Inspector Umesh Malik, was recorded in presence of then DCP New Delhi. And he was specifically asked whether there has been any change of the crime scene, in this case the outhouse. And he in fact said that when he went to the spot on 14th of March, the pile of cash was around 1.5 feet, at least in the size or in the height, and now it has been reduced. Now, who has done that? This is the big question, and these questions can only be answered if there is a criminal investigation. Remember, it's now 75 days. No FIR in this case has been filed. This can only be done by the Supreme Court Chief Justice. While impeachment motion, it's been said that the impeachment motion will be brought by the government in Parliament. What the need of the hour is a criminal investigation, probably by a federal probe agency. In absence of that, these questions cannot be answered.
Okay.
Destruction of evidence, according to the inquiry panel, has taken place, and that's the reason why these questions should be answered.
Absolutely. In fact, the verdict is clear, but the question still remains. If Justice Varma is claiming conspiracy, why did he not file any complaint with the police, the High Court or the CJI? Bhavtosh, stay with us as we also bring in more details of what has been mentioned in this report. So let's take a look at what is mentioned in para 62 of the report. Asking questions on why no complaint was filed. While Justice Varma claims that he had no information about the cash, he says the cash was not his, but he was very clearly aware that cash was found at his residence, which was burnt. If it was indeed not his, why is it that he did not file any complaint at all? With the report calling it an unnatural conduct of Judge Varma, saying if this is indeed a conspiracy, why not file a complaint? Why not complain to the police, the High Court, the Chief Justice of India as well? He had several options. Why did he not take it? In fact, it also makes a mention of the transfer as well. Remember, he had been transferred. The question arising on why is it that he accepted the transfer, saying that he very quietly accepted the transfer on the March 20th at 4:15 p.m. So he was aware of what was happening, and yet when he was offered the transfer, he immediately accepted it, saying he could have responded till 9 a.m. on the 21st of March, and also saying very clearly that he didn't attempt to find out the reason for the transfer, which means that he was aware that something is amiss. He was aware of what was happening. Why is it that he did not attempt to even find out the reason for this sudden transfer? Now let's take a look at what it mentions in para 63 of the report. Here as well, it talks about the erosion of public trust in the judiciary, saying trust reposed is belied, saying the trust that was reposed on him was belied by him, and he allowed piles of this cash stashed in the storeroom. And it's insignificant, really, whether it was done with his consent or not. The report very clearly saying that whether it had his consent or not, it's unacceptable, because his consent is insignificant in this, because piles of cash had been found at his residence, saying this is breach of public trust and probity, and this is unacceptable. Also asking questions on the CCTV. Remember, the claim that had been made by Justice Varma again was that there is CCTV footage that can prove his innocence. So why was the CCTV not secured? There was no attempt to report the incident or secure the CCTV cameras. He could have given CCTV cameras to support his contentions, but that was never done. It was only a claim that was made by him. If indeed the CCTV can prove his innocence, why is it that he did not submit it? Videos of the burnt cash have rendered his contentions completely unbelievable. All of this mentioned in this report. In fact, Group Editor-in-Chief Navika Kumar,